US law enforcement has arrested 12 men over a multi-state cargo theft and trucking fraud operation. 11 of the suspects shared the surname Singhs. Not surprising in and itself, given the large Punjabi Sikh footprint in North American trucking, but the pattern keeps hitting the headlines. Fatal wrecks, frauds, exploitation, and huge-scale narcotics trafficking busts. Over and over and over and over again. This time the twist is explicit. Police themselves refer to the criminal ring as the Singh Organization. The San Bernardino County Sheriff's summary lays out the scheme. Between the years of 2021 and 2025, members of the Singh Organization allegedly posed as or commandeered legitimate couriers, won real shipping contracts, then diverted the loads, electronics, appliances, other high-value freight, into black market channels. With losses estimated in the millions, 12 suspects were named, 11 are Singhs. That matters beyond California. The US administration has been tying cross-border policy and tariffs on Canada to illicit drug flows across the northern border, and it has amended the duties more than once this year to make the point. A Singh is a Singh is a Singh. Not all Singhs are criminals, obviously. What makes this ethno-religious group interesting compared to others is the fact that they have significant political influence in Canada. A notorious organization claiming to be representing all the Sikhs, some of which obviously contest that claim, have secured positions of power across the Canadian governments in the name of the Sikh community. None of the Sikhs you see inside the Canadian Parliament, which are more numerous than India's own parliament, ended up being there independently. They are the sons, daughters, husbands, and wives of the World Sikh Organization's executives, or zealous advocates of their agenda. This is why the prosecution of a Singh caught trafficking huge amounts of fentanyl warrant more scrutiny, especially because there appears to be a notable difference between how US prosecutes ethnic religious organized crime as opposed to Canada. Could the difference be attributed to difference in systems of law, culture, or could it be because the US is not under the influence of the World Sikh Organization like Canada has been?
Country of Canada has totally failed and has been disintegrated.
According to Bob Ray, a former member of the Sikh faith himself, as long as the Canadian government allows members of the same religion, which he classifies as a cult, to be involved in the detection, inspection, and prosecution of Singh organized crime in any capacity, it raises serious questions about the integrity of the justice system, given what he describes as the extensive influence that this cult, in his view, holds over Canada's government and bureaucracy.
Well, race definitely plays a significant role in crime and punishment in law in Canada, because Canada is a DEI country that basically has two playbooks for law and justice.
He believes that the only way Sikh organized crime can be curbed is through the US taking over Canada. He arrived at this conclusion due to an inadequate so-called conservative opposition party, which has two World Sikh Organization connected men serving in its ranks, Tim Uppal as deputy leader and Jasraj Singh Hallan as shadow finance critic. Uppal's brother Raymond Singh Uppal faced drug trafficking and weapons-related charges twice, and in both instances prosecutors dropped the charges. Uppal listed the same residential address as Raymond Preet during that time, and added to the mix Uppal's wife, Kiran Binder, who worked as a lawyer for the Department of Justice at the time, is also a former World Sikh Organization executive. That one address, owned by Uppal's parents, appears in donations from Uppal to the Conservative Party, on the World Sikh Organization's own documents, and on a court document for his brother, charged with cocaine trafficking in 2014 while Uppal was Minister of Multiculturalism under the Harper government. On the other hand, Jasraj Singh Hallan is a self-admitted former gangster. Seeing both political parties in this shape, Ray is skeptical of all Canadian institutions. Can you blame him?
I was out of faith for a very long time before that because I was involved in gangs and other things like that. And through
That's wild, by the way. I like how he just kind of slips that in. It's like, okay.
Jasraj Hallan, in various videos and written articles, has referred back to himself being involved in gangs, and that, you know, he has lost many friends due to drugs and gangs and violence, and he has sidestepped very important questions regarding his dangerous and criminal involved background with gangs. And I think that it is troubling to have anybody like Jasraj Hallan, not only in government, but in important portfolios of government, because I think that questionable people like him raise the questions of security concerns, not only for Canada, but for the United States of America.
Former Olympic snowboarder and Canadian national Ryan Vetting was placed on the FBI's top 10 most wanted list, with a $10 million bounty for his capture. He is accused of running a transnational drug enterprise and ordering multiple murders. The FBI indictment states, the superseding indictment alleges that Vetting, Clark, and others conspired to ship bulk quantities of cocaine, hundreds of kilograms, from Southern California to Canada through a Canada-based drug transportation network run by Hardeep Rathi, 46, of Ontario, and Gurpreet Singh, 31, of Ontario, from approximately January 2024 to August 2024. And guess who Canada assigns as prosecutor on the case? So, could it be that the World Sikh Organization's influence in Canada explains the stark difference between Canadian and US law enforcement approaches to Singh organized crime? Here's a comparison that underscores the difference. The Florida Turnpike crash that killed 3 people, driver Harjinder Singh, accused of an illegal U-turn and immigration violations, was denied bond and physically escorted onto a plane by Florida Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins personally. Not only that, but the US took measures tightening truck driver licenses for non-citizens and introduced new strict rules. Meanwhile, in stark contrast, a similar case involving Jasraj Singh Sidhu, charged with 16 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing death and 13 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing bodily injury, had both the Liberal government of Canada and the Conservative opposition arguing about why Sidhu should not be deported to India after he was found inadmissible to remain in Canada due to the tragedy he caused. And there was no crackdown by the Canadian government. Instead, the number of foreign truck drivers from this particular ethno-religious group has increased, and so have drug busts, frauds, and accidents, frustrating Canadian-born Punjabi truckers themselves. If you value independent journalism that holds all people in power accountable, whether conservative or liberal, please consider making a donation at mediabizargan.com/donate. I can't stress this enough. Investigating stories of national significance comes at a personal cost, and I need your support to continue this work. If you're able to, please consider making a contribution. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.